have Maple Street surveyed, so our gravel don't end up in the wrong spot. It's just a recommendation. So we have a motion on the floor, we'll take a roll call vote on it.
Campbell,
Yes.
Davidson,
No.
Class,
No.
Cruz,
After it gets,
You can't add nothing to this one.
The way this is set up and the way this was all measured out, this is in perfect alignment with the manhole that is sitting here and where it's here, and then on the other end, and we took every single street, measuring the width of every street and the length of every street. And with a perfect alignment to each end, there will be no encroachments, because guess what? You'll then be telling me that what road exists is wrong. And what are we going to do then? Are we going to come back to the drawing table and move the whole road? I don't think so.
what was it you were saying, Steve, about being certified? Or-
I would call Corey Whale at the assistant engineer at the road commission tomorrow and ask him point blank about whether that is on the 2024 certification maps or not.
Okay, so why would we not do that first before we?
You know, Steve, when I went down there, I was told by Jim Lillo, the road commission doesn't want to get involved with the roads in Linwood. And would you like to know why? Because they belong to the heirs of the plot, like roads in Bangor Township.
Okay.
And so that is up to each governmental body. And there is a map that defines that that is a road. But is it a map from last year? No. So then, are we saying that the people down there, those lots, we're not going to put a road to?
I don't have an answer to that question, Mr. Campbell, but what I can tell you is when I had the permit agent job for about 7 years, I relied on those maps to tell whether it was a spot I was supposed to be issuing a permit or whether it was private property and I shouldn't be touching it. So, sorry I interrupted, just trying to help.
No, I think it needs more research.
so no. And DeShano.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear Sherry's vote.
She said no, with more research.
Okay. I will.
I haven't heard Lori's.
Well, it doesn't really matter at this point, does it?
Well,
So,
still have to list them in the,
You know, yeah, because we're concerned about the residents in the township, all of them, including the people on Maple Street. So yeah, it does matter.
So there's a motion on the
Has
floor.
someone complained?
We've had plenty of complaints about that
Yes.
street. And that's why we're trying to get this rectified before we get sued, because this road was not maintained. That's the big issue.
All right, stop.
We'll spend more in
Stop,
legal
stop.
bills.
There's a motion on the floor. I just need to know how Mr. Shana was going to vote. Yes or no off of the motion?
I am going to say no, but then I would like to follow that up with a motion that we are going to have more direct consultation with the road commission before finalizing these bids.
So I would ask for a special meeting then in reference to this, because this was supposed to be dealt with 2 weeks ago.
No.
Never happened. So the intent was never there to deal with it when we voted on it originally. And when I went to the people at the road commission, I was informed that, you know, they don't have authority to talk to me, you know, because I'm not Mr. Davison. And Mr. Davison didn't ask those questions. So, and we are in a very time-sensitive situation. We're going to have frost, we're going to have storm, you know, you name it, it's coming. And so you're saying we're going to wait until next year? Well, I'll get your checkbook. Well, yeah, this will be your checkbook. You live here.
So there's a motion started here.
Yes. To follow up with the road commission to get more information. And I would like to put a stipulation in there that a decision is made within the next 2 weeks.
Well, I would second that, except for, I would like to say, you can put this Sokoviac bid in there to say we're going to accept it, subject to,
Okay, I would agree with that.
checking with the
Yeah.
road commission and seeing if it's on
The certification.
certification maps.
It's not.
Well, and that's, I mean,
I've
there
already been
needs,
told it's not,
there
so
needs
what
to
do we
be,
wait?
well, there needs to be more conversation about this with people, with elected officials and administrative officials at the road commission that'll actually have a conversation with other board members that are tasked with making this decision. That's the problem. That, you know, when you're trying to get more information, you get stopped. We have had multiple complaints in this area. I absolutely agree. I don't have an issue with voting to do it. Obviously, it's not going to make a difference tonight, whether I agree with you or not. I'm trying to find a compromise of some sort since you want more information. But I do think that we should accept that bid and move forward. But
I would
obviously, we're
suggest,
gonna have to
well, it doesn't matter, you're gone a week, but those were the questions you should have asked a month ago, and not tonight.
So we have a motion on the floor, and I assume you're going to put this bid, accept this bid from Sokoviac for $7,200.
Correct.
Well, what happened?
The other one died.
It kind of got this one,
Right,
it
and
got
then there was
amended a
another
lot.
one, and then,
No, this is the second one. This is the second one. I did, Lori. And then,
That we will accept the bid for $7,200 pending confirmation of, I don't know if it's legal ownership, but I mean, it was on the original.
It's on the
It was
original
on the
plot maps,
original
and there's a map out there that
with the
shows
subdivision.
this
It was
road.
on there.
so we'll check with Corey at the County Road Commission to see if it's on last year's certification map, which is on this year's certification.
Well, it doesn't exist. We know that.
Well, we
The
have-
road don't exist?
No, we have the original,
We have an original map that shows that road exists.
and obviously.
And it
there
hasn't been
was-
maintained like the rest of the roads in that village for 40 years. 40 years, those roads have not been touched.
All right, so do you have the motion?
motion made by Lori, I don't know if I have a second, to accept Sokoviac's bid pending confirmation with the road commission that it's really road, I don't know.
I think that's kind
The
of where we
road
did a good job.
certification map.
That it's on the road certification map.
All right, I'll second it. We'll do a roll call on that.
Davison,
Yes.
Class,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
DeShano,
Yes.
Campbell.
I guess it's a yes, but I will now make a motion that if it's not on the certification map, that we go back and we make the easement be surveyed and certified with the acceptance of this bid and the road be repaired.
I will second that.
So at the
So
same,
it's the same motion other than if it's not on the certification map,
get it done.
we'll get it
Do it anyway.
surveyed.
Get it
No,
surveyed.
we'll get it surveyed.
And then we'll mark out that specific
I'll
road.
take that. And that was Charlie, Lori.
Yep.
Class,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
DeShano,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Davidson.
Yes. All right, new business. So our custodian is requesting an increase in pay. He's been at the $15, 15 or 50?
15.50.
15.50. He did not get the raise that we gave the rest of our help, but he is a third-party contractor. So he's asking for $18 an hour, and that his pay for doing custodial work. $30 for an hour every time he does any painting, which I'm not sure how much painting he does. Huh?
$30 for other stuff, like power tools is what they mean, but the painting is at $20.
Cleaning is 18, general janitorial duties is 30, and painting will be $20 an hour.
Beyond general janitorial
beyond
duties is
general.
30.
I was gonna say, the general custodial duties is the $18 an hour.
Right.
And no,
It says
it's
general
beyond.
janitorial services is 18, and it says beyond general is
Beyond.
30.
Right. And then painting services is 20.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a motion to table this and issue an RFP that actually includes a job guide to cover the actual duties that should be performed by the custodian and the frequency in which those should be performed. So we will table this until next month when that can be dealt with.
You get the reason why we're tabling it? So we're tabling it to basically give guidelines for the job.
Yes, to issue an RFP with specific guidelines for that job.
I don't think that should be too tough. We gave out RFPs when we took the bids for the job.
So we'll put that RFP in the Pink County Journal.
Well, we can deal with it with the next board meeting. The specifics on that. For now, I think tabling it's the best move.
Okay. I'll second it.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're tabling it. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Want to buy a desk?
Not really.
No.
All right. So, I'm not buying a desk. I will remove that desk tomorrow,
Okay.
probably in the afternoon.
Okay.
You purchased that desk when you took office?
No, I worked 2 years, and then when I won the second time, I purchased the desk
Oh, I see.
in 2020. Okay, we got this trash assessment that needs to be approved. This, yeah, we put, so we're gonna put on the taxes. I make a motion that we.
One moment, there's a question here. I had been asked about trash, and I looked it up in 63, and I looked it up in ordinance 70, and then I was handed this packet, and with what's contained within this packet, and reference as, there needs to be an amendment made here, and the amendment made here would be regarding parcel 080-001-300-015-00. Trask and
Say that one again? What was the parcel number?
080-001-300.
Yeah, there's too many numbers in there.
I'm telling you exactly what I was told off of a tax bill that she had in front of her at her home.
Who is she? 'Cause you
I just said Trask Inn,
Oh, I don't think
Oh,
she
and
understood.
Trask.
I think we heard it as trash.
as 2587 East Cottage Grove Road. And we, 2 years ago, put a second trash assessment against it. That is a one-family occupied house. It has 1 meter. There is mother and son. And that is not, according to what I read here, and it is a blood family.
So there's not 2 dwellings on that property?
There's 1 meter.
There's 1 meter.
Is there 2 dwellings on the property?
Actually, the house has the mother-in-law's apartment.
So there's not 2 dwellings?
Mother-in-law's apartment would be a dwelling.
According to this ordinance, there is 1 utility, and it is blood. It is not leased outside. And it is no different than, according to this, the PRE is not correct on this property either. Because she receives an 83% PRE, and her son jointly own this property. They live in this property.
Have you talked to Joan about that?
I talked to Joan about the parcel, and it took 4 months to get an answer. And
That wasn't the question, did you?
she has talked to Joan, and I have no reason to question her integrity. She has talked to Joan on numerous occasions regarding the
Okay,
PRE.
this is for trash, not PRE.
I understand that.
Okay.
So one of those trash assessments need to be removed from that parcel. Personally, I believe we owe her 2 years back because it should have never been put on. But you couldn't just put one on another parcel, so that one was used.
Are we gonna remove it? Is it gonna be part of the approval? Is it gonna be part of the approval that you're gonna remove
No,
that
it don't
one?
have to be. I can't remove it unless it's right here.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we accept the list of
Adjustments?
adjustments, including that parcel of, I don't know the account number, but
The Ann Trask, and her name is spelled A-N-N-E, not A-N-N. 2587 East Cottage Grove Road.
we'll take a roll call on that.
I don't have a second.
I'll second it.
Charlie seconded.
Davidson,
Yes.
Class,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Bushano,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
All right, 13D. I'm gonna start this one out and say that it is my opinion that this should be tabled for the next board to handle. I am going to say that there's been some question here in public comment, and FOIA, I think, was floating around here someplace. In regards to this garnishment, there is an extra $530 and some odd cent money that is owed the person who owes us the money that I garnished. And I think it would be ridiculous for the township people to pay him that $530 when he owes us money. So I think it's all should be tabled.
1 minute, please, because there's time for discussion. When you say 530, I'd like a little explanation here, because when I look at this, I see this number of $8,000, then I see an interest that's been, what interest rate are we charging on this? Who tabulated this?
The judge.
So what rate was used?
I don't know. I don't care. The judge did it back in March.
And the 530 is what money?
The trash,
Well,
the
see,
trash bin.
I kind of have a little bit of a problem with the way this was actually dealt with, because you're talking about a joint account and a single individual owing us the money. So
You're off on no,
No.
stop. You're off on a tangent here.
No, I'm not. No,
I'm
Chad.
cabling it because we got an offer from the person.
I still wanted explanation, Mr. Davison, okay? So check it at the neck.
I don't think that we need to go into closed session if you want to talk about it that way, but then I'm going to make a decision on it. Or this way, let's table it for the next board to do what they want to with it.
I only asked you a question about this.
I have no idea. Here, no. Here's the actual.
I'll second the
judgment.
table of this debacle.
Here's 52 pages, if you want to read the judgment. I'm sure it'll tell you how much the interest rate was.
He's got a second, let's go.
So we're going to table the garnishment. In my opinion, when we table that, we're going to table the trash for the 530, I don't know what it was, $537, I think, I don't know.
How can we table something that was ordered to be paid to the family 3 months ago?
Because I just explained it
Well, no,
to you.
she didn't owe you nothing, and she paid the taxes. It's a joint ownership. I'm kind of confused.
Then you, at the next board, can figure it all out, rather than me explain it to all these people.
No problem, Mr. Davidson.
You wanna go further?
I told you no problem, go, move on.
Okay.
Apparently you have an attitude.
Well, it's been an attitude for only the 6 years that I've been here. There was 3 years before that this attitude started. So to come up with this total thing in March that the judge rapped his gavel on. So, did you get that table?
I've got tabled, the garnishment situation be tabled for the next board to handle, also including the trash assessment refund be tabled also for $537.
Oh, let's see, we better take a roll call vote on that.
Class.
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes.
DeShano. Yes. Campbell.
Well,
Davis.
Yes. Okay. Smith and Brooker resignation. There's not much to say about this. They chose to move on and not work with Caucallon Township as of November 20th.
I would actually make a
12
motion,
o'clock.
I would make a motion that effective 12:01 on 13 November a.m., this is terminated. They no longer work for us as of midnight tonight.
I would second.
And please, so at 12:01, and we want all documents to be
Turned over to the township.
turned back over to this township. Nothing is to be destroyed.
What's the explanation of what?
What?
What's the explanation of why they resign?
We take office November 20th. They're resigning as of November 20th.
Right, but what?
They're making a
Is there a
statement.
reason or just kind of a
But,
statement? I mean, I think the public deserves a little bit of.
I can tell you exactly why they're quitting.
Okay.
These two.
Oh, okay.
So,
They don't let you
and,
answer questions either.
And I'll, wait, I ain't finished.
good.
That they actually were quitting about 3 months ago, and I asked them to stay until after the election. But they were quitting 3 months ago.
So,
Good
and
answer.
the other side of the coin is, last month, we actually did hire Foster and Swift to deal with wind and solar.
Yeah.
And Foster and Swift, Mike will pick up, and he will deal with any litigation that's going to take place.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Right.
Okay,
So they don't represent the.
Cruz.
No, say it.
DeShano.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Davidson.
No,
Class.
No.
It's nice that you let her know that when you said that.
it did.
That was thoughtful of you, Mr.
Yes, it
Davidson.
was. Yes, it's like you're whispering with
I don't have to just whisper with anybody.
So anyhow, I make a motion that we accept Smith and Brooker's resignation as of November 20th
with all records returned to this township effective immediately.